For the first question on the midterm review, we want to solve this inequality. So we've got x's and numbers on both sides. So I'm going to start by getting my pen to work. And then after I do that, I'll start by subtracting x on both sides. That's going to give me 2x plus 2 is greater than 8. I will subtract the 2 on both sides. 2x is greater than 6. Divide both sides by 2, and I get x is greater than 3. There were no negatives or anything in there, so no reason to flip any signs. In my next one here, which value of x is in the solution set? So we got to be careful here. So I'm going to write this so that I can solve. So in this case, there's just numbers on both sides, so I'll start by subtracting 2, subtracting 2. Negative 4x is greater than 8. Divide both sides by negative 4. Now, because I divided by a negative, this greater than sign becomes less than. And then 8 divided by negative 4 is negative 2. Now, of course, they leave negative 2 as the answer, but think about it. Negative 2 is not less than negative 2. All the numbers that are less than negative 2 are negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, and so on. So the only number that actually fits that answer is going to be that x is that x is going to be negative 4. All right, because that's the only answer there that is actually less than negative 2. So 2x plus 3 is greater than 9. We want a number line. So 2x plus 3 is greater than 9. We'll subtract the 3 on both sides. 2x is greater than 6. Divide by 2, and x is greater than 3. So we know greater than points to the right. There is not the equal to sign. So therefore, we're going to have an open circle. All right, so notice choice B and choice C are very, very similar. This right here would be greater than or equal to. The open circle is just our greater than part. Okay. In number 4, the graph below models Craig's trip to visit his friends in another state. In the course of his travel, he encounters both highway and city driving. Explain what might have happened between B and C. Okay, so if you look, there's no miles traveled during that part. So it is basically 1.5 hours not moving. Okay, and there's a couple things that I would say work for this. One, you could say he stopped to eat. Okay, stop to eat definitely works. Maybe you could say he got a flat tire. All right, there was something wrong with his car. He had car problems. Okay, those things make sense for his car not moving for about an hour and a half. Okay, so remember, those flat horizontal lines usually represent the fact that you are not moving for some reason. Which of the following graphs does not represent a function? So remember, when we're talking about graphs, we're talking about vertical line test. So choice A is good, right? So that one's out. Choice B, one time, one time, one time, one time. Good, so that one's out. Choice D, one time, one time, one time, one time. So that's good, so that's out. Here, once you get those two intersection marks at point C, or for part C, I should say, it is no longer a function. So remember, graphs, functions, vertical line test. If it hits it twice, it is not a function. 6, which relation is not a function? So remember, if x repeats, not a function. All right, so we're just concerned about our x's. So what do we have in A? We have 2, 1, 0, negative 1, negative 2. They're all different, so that is a function. 2, 1, 0, negative 1, negative 2. All different. 2, 1, 0, negative 1, negative 2. All different. 2, 1, 0, 1, 2. So we have multiple instances of our x repeating. You really only need one, but in this case we just happen to have 2. So once x repeats, not a function. For number 7, a child is playing outside. The graph shows the distance d of t in the yard, or in yards from home over a period of time. It wants to know what's the value of f of 2. So remember, what does that mean? That means x is equal to 2. So we go over here, all right, and we look and we draw our line to see where does it intersect the graph. Well, it intersects the graph at 4. So what is the value of f of 2? All right, that's going to be choice A, okay, because when we find x equals 2, or t equals 2 in this case, and we find out where that intersects the graph, he is 4 yards, or the child is 4 yards from the house. Okay, so f of 2 is equal to 4. Which table of values represents a linear function? So remember, linear means add or subtract the same number, okay? And we're talking about on the f of x or the y side. So if you look here, we are plus 1, plus 3, plus 5, plus 7. We're not adding or subtracting the same number every time, so choice A is out. Here we're plus a half, we're plus 1, we're plus 2, we're plus 4. Not the same, out. Plus 2, plus 2, plus 2, plus 2. Well, that looks promising, so hold on to that one. And then plus 1, plus 1, plus 7, and plus 19. So although it starts with the 2 being the same in the beginning, it doesn't end that way. The only table that adds or subtracts the same number every time is going to be choice C. So now solve for x, a couple equations here. I would imagine most of us are probably going to start by distributing, so I'll do the same. So 5 times 2x is 10x, minus 5 times 4 is 20. I will add the 20 to both sides, plus 20 plus 20. 10x equals 30. Divide both sides by 10. And I get that x is equal to 3. Sorry, not 2. 3. Okay. You could have divided the 5 on both sides, but I would say most of you are probably going to add them, or excuse me, distribute, and then go from there. All right, so that's how you do that one, by distributing first. And then in number 10, we have parentheses on both sides, so we're going to have to distribute on both sides first. So you get 7x minus 14 equals 5x plus 20. I'm going to subtract the 5x on both sides. That gives me 2x minus 14 equals 20. I will add the 14 over to the other side. 2x is equal to 34. Divide both sides by 2, and we get that x is 17. Okay, so double distribute both sides, all right, and then just solve in the same exact way we did in the last time. And there is all of your questions for your midterm review.